The Enterprise C, and last I left off, and it's going to be just a little bit of a boring update on it. I'm taking Mr. Tulip here, and I am going around the edge of the pylons on all four sides and filling them in. I'm going to do it one more time just to get them filled, and we'll be good to go on that. Got a little sanding to do on the sides of the nacelles, which that's no big deal. And then I got a primer, basically the saucer, and then basically ready to paint. So hopefully we can get this masked off and a primer and start hopefully painting by the weekend. But anyway, that is where I stand on the Enterprise C. The Zvezda game, I'm going to probably call these the little game tanks. So if I say gaming tanks, you'll know what I'm talking about. You get multiple kits, and once you get the little Bradley here, and you get the Abrams, and they're, I want to say 1/144 to, I'd say 1/100. I really don't know the exact scale, but these kits, I'd classify them as snap fits, because once you get them off the sprues and snap them together, hardly any glue at all, and they fit extremely well. I mean, they're almost engineered just extraordinarily well on these. But anyway, I did get one each built, and then today I'm going to build another two, and then I think you get some Russian helicopters, and there's some other little stuff, and we'll just do a couple a day, and before you know it, we will have them built. And all I have to do is build them, and I don't have to paint them. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue on some of the tanks, because you notice the side skirts here, they don't want to snap all the way in. So I'll just put a little glue, get that taken care of. But anyway, they're very cool tanks, because detail on them is very it's minimum, but it's very, very sharp too. Anyway, there is that on the gaming tanks. The Viper launch station. So what I've done so far on it, and I'm going to try to stay true to what they did. And now when I say they, that's people at Apogee, when they kit bashed the Galactic and all that. I got the bottom, the deck all worked out, and I haven't worked on the top, so we'll jump that later. But I wanted to start filling the bottom here. So what I've done is took a old spare box of fuel tanks from Space Shuttle, and I'm going to stay with tradition. I'm going to stay with late 70s, and I'm going to probably add a little early 80 kits in there, because I do have some shuttle parts that I want to put on here just for just to make it look pretty darn slick. But anyway, I started with the fuel tanks. That's just going to give me a base to work on, and then I'll start adding parts here and there just to fill in the void and gap, and just to try to do what they did, taking parts off of different kits and put it in places where it makes it look cool. So anyway, I'm starting with that. I got to dig out some more parts, and it's just been extremely cold, so we've been trying to milk it, run in, run out of the shed to get some parts, and we'll try to do that this weekend too to get some more. But anyway, there is that. That's just the first placement. I got to glue them down, and then I'll get some more parts on that, hopefully this upcoming week. Discovery, as you can see by the table, that's a lot of pigment, which I've used dark yellow ochre on there, and went in and just basically got all the I want to say grooves and nooks and crannies, and toned down some of the more colors with the powder. Plus it gives it a more I want to say a little softer powder glow to it, like actual dust is on there. And I'm done with it. I really can't do anything more to it. I was going to right here on the windows, I was going to, if you ever look at the 2010 one, it does have windows here. I'm going to leave it. It's going to be hanging from a ceiling, and you're really not going to see much of it. I mean, a lot of people know it's 2010, but it's just that's the only thing I didn't really change on it. But anyway, I left it like that. After I got the pigments on, I went in with, and I've been doing this more often here lately, I take the airbrush at a low setting after I get pigments on a vehicle, and I take pigment binder, And what I do is I pour a little bit of that in the cup here, and I take a little bit of water and dilute it. And on a very, very low setting, I'll take Mr. Airbrush and I'll airbrush over the pigment, which it'll blow some of it off, but not all of it if you get it really slow. And with the binder and water mixture, it'll seal it in on the model and it won't come off. So we are good to go on that. So hopefully, I'm going to have this hung at the hobby store, and I'll try to do a video of that, so I'm going to show it next to the Galactica as well. But anyway, very fun kit. 2 complaints. One is, of course, the price. 2 is the little pods. That's about the strenuous thing of it. It's just time consuming, but it is a very, very cool model, really, once you get it assembled and everything. I know it probably looks green on screen here, but if you go to my Facebook page and find the album section with the 2010, and it should give a better color of the Discovery. Then I took some pictures, which it's kind of one of those, it's a hard model to photograph, because it is very, very long, and it's just one of those you just don't have space, to take pictures of it. But anyway, it's a very, very cool kit. I really, really am pleased with it. So I'm going to get this off the workbench. I got to rip off my sheets, put some new down before I really go any further, because I got to paint the C, and then I'm going to do some and plus, you're got to clean up your mess because you'll get it all over your fingers. But anyway, that is what I have got going on today. We are starting to kit bash the Viper launch station, which I'm going to probably end up calling it the Apogee, just in honor of the place that did build the Galactic models, which were ex-ILMers. We are doing some little tulip work on the Enterprise C, building some little tanks, and we finished the 2010 Discovery. So that's what I've got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.